in the past, I've encouraged people to, when it's feasible, to give space to people waking up from MAGA. Now, I'm sure, like, that's a tall ask for a lot of people, and that's fair. Totally get it. If you're not in a space to do it, just don't. But what I would suggest is the consistent message that you should be giving these people is, listen, I think it's important that we all get on the same page with the very real problems that are facing all of us. Like, if we're having a discussion about being able to afford things, and we're both experiencing that, that's a shared reality and we should talk about it. But what we shouldn't accept is things that are not true. So just tell them, like, listen, I want to talk about it, but if we're going to talk about it, we need to have a shared set of facts. If we can figure out our shared set of facts, and let's not shift the narrative. If we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. Like, we want to have a shared understanding and figure out, like, what action steps we can make when we're done, so we can actually try to affect change. Those need to be a shared reality, because it's our shared responsibility as Americans to keep ourselves informed and to be active in our politics. And if they can't do that, to say, well, all right, so maybe another time. The door is open, but the rules are going to stay the same. So, like, if they're going to get angry with you, like, just start it off. Like, listen, I'm going to have to say some things that are probably going to be hard for you to accept, but I need you to take your time with it. Like, when it comes to costs that have gone up over the last almost year, a lot of that's due to the tariffs that Donald Trump imposed. And we could talk about where tariffs would make sense and what form those would take and what other policies would need to happen with it. And whether or not that happened or not is a factual reality. And we have to accept those things in order to have an actual discussion. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say they don't accept that stuff. I'm saying that's where the conversation stops. I think if they're hearing this message from enough people and they try it on for size, I think more of them will wake up. There are people that are breaking from MAGA. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different reasons. Like the recent thing that got revealed with the feature on X that shows where the accounts originated, and they found like a lot, like 70% of the big MAGA accounts originated and are operated outside the United States. So this whole America First MAGA movement appears to be just one big psyop. So it's fair to say, listen, where are you getting your information from? Is it any of these big creators that aren't even in the United States that are purposely manipulating you? So be careful where you're getting your information, and you can help them, give them other sources of information. Like if you can turn them on to things like Ground News, give me a shout out. I can, give you a video with one of my plugs or whatever, because I'm an affiliate. There's a lot of affiliates. And I don't care whether you use mine or use somebody else's, but get them a discount so it's cheaper for them to use Ground News, so they can actually see, like, all right, so is this factual? What's the factuality rating? What's the bias rating? What's the bias in overall coverage of a story? What are the facts? Because hey, like if we're gonna have a shared set of facts, like hey, let's read this the articles from 2 or 3 different ways that it's being presented, and make sure we're leaning in with the most factual coverage of it, and also look at primary sources. And are we talking about like investigative journalists that are covering this stuff that have very strict standards, where like if they screw it up and they're making accusations about somebody, they can get sued, where their lawyers have passed the scrutiny test? Like that should be our shared set of facts. Like actually like read the article, go over it, go over the facts, and then talk about it. We got to get back into like a more literate populace and have a framework for a discussion. Basically debate rules. Debates are all about having a shared set of facts and having a deeper understanding. It's not really about winners and losers. It's about having a substantive discussion. And there are rules and boundaries for that. It's not shifting, like it's not this right-wing creator, paid media trained people like Charlie Kirk was, who just like bullied people Steven Crowder, same thing. Like all the whataboutism, like all the distracting tactics, like those were not debates. Right wingers do not do debates. They don't. If when they actually have to go up against people who actually know what they're talking about with actual facts, like Charlie Kirk did with Cambridge folks, he got his ass handed to him. Just got his ass handed to him. So that's the kind of the context for conversation that I want to promote. And you know, you may see me get a little spicy in the comments sometimes, because once I've recognized the fact, here's why. Because when I've lost respect for you, when I recognize that you're just trying to poison the discussion with bullshit, when what you're doing is harming the discussion for other people, I'm gonna tear your ass down, because I don't have any respect for you. So all you've left me to do is demean you, demoralize you, and I want you out of the discussion. I want people to not take you seriously whatsoever. And whether that makes you suspicious about where I'm coming from, you know, you're entitled to your opinion about that. But like when you actually see me in other conversations where people are actually being honest about the facts, I weigh in, and I weigh in a lot differently in those cases. I add more substance. I add more context. I add more facts that enrich the discussion, that further discussion. So that's my approach. Maybe, you know, maybe I shouldn't make fun of these people, but I'm sick. I'm sick of the toxicity that's out there. And I also recognize the fact that like a lot of these people are just, they're paid trolls. They're paid foreign trolls to hurt America. It's like a Russian psyop and other foreign, you know, people that want to see us destroy each other. And I don't want us to destroy each other. I want a stronger, like I want an America that plays fair with the rest of the world and plays fair with its people, and that actually represents our people. And all this fighting and confusion about what's actually going on doesn't help. So that's my take on that. You guys take care. Bye.